So here we have our additive illustration. Here we have our subtractive illustration. Here we have our additive and subtractive illustration. Predominantly, all of it was illustrated through an ellipse. The only time I moved away from it was when I drew this little torn edge on the ear. I used a star for that, but everything else was drawn through an ellipse. So as you can see here, the conversation part of it is to also prove that you can draw really complicated things using just primitives. If you decide to take my 55A class, which is it's called, oh my gosh, what is it called? Visual Communication 1, graphic design, something like that. The first assignment that we do is we learn how to render or draw logos correctly, the way professionals do. And a lot of it revolves around using primitives to draw your icons, because it creates really clean geometry. It's very difficult to accomplish by drawing it by hand or using the pen tool. It's better to use primitives to illustrate something that you want to look really refined and mechanical. I'm going to save this out as a PDF, so I'm going to go to Save As, and you'll notice that the format says Illustrator. If I toggle to the drop down, you'll notice that PDF is one of the formats. I'll save it as a PDF and just continue with PDF, just continue. You don't have to worry about any of the settings, just select Save PDF. If you see on my desktop, I now have a PDF as well. Here's my version 3 file. Here's the legacy of my files, version 1, version 2, version 3, and here's the PDF that I will be submitting to the assignment. I don't remember if I asked for an AI or a PDF, but in the future, if I ask for a PDF, you now have an example of that. I want to close with a couple of comments. First, let's go over the agenda here. We went over stacking order. We went over an additive illustration, which was our donut. Excuse me. An additive illustration, which was our bowling ball. We learned direct select and isolation mode. We did a subtractive illustration, and we learned to use the Pathfinder panel to subtract. We drew a donut with that. And then last but not least, we created a file that used multiple additive and subtractive features that was a little bit more complicated. We also investigating opening a file, and we reviewed the layers. We saw that at the beginning of the class. And we used the Pathfinder for illustration. I showed you how to save your file both in Illustrator format and revving it, and also as a PDF. Here's your homework 5 assignment. This is where you will be submitting it. Let's see here, what format type, AI or PDF, either one would be fine. And you can see this is the rubric. If I see all 3 illustrations, you get full credit. If you're missing any, you get partial credit. And hopefully you completed it today and you can just turn it in now. If not, you have until the following Sunday to turn it in. This video just basically explains what I just covered here on this page.